What up, y'all? Back with another video today. What I wanted to talk to you about was what is it like for the new supply when the old supply fails to give the narcissist supply during devalue discard phase. So it's kind of like, they're monkey branching, right? So they have the new supply. Typically what they tend to do is they will be devaluing the current supply, and they're trying to monkey branch over to the new source of, like, say, grade A supply or primary supply. And so normally what they'll do is they'll take that energy from the devalue from the current supply, and they will put it all towards the new supply that they want to be their next current supply, their next primary supply, I should say. But what happens is when they start to devalue a primary source of supply, and let's say that you're an individual to where you've been, kind of scoping out some things, and you started to learn some things on narcissism, right? Now, generally speaking, they're going to be already used to the effects that they have, because they have a lot of intoxicated type seduction that, they that's the thing. They think they're really awesome and stuff, but they're really not. What really does the trick for them a lot of times is they have these yes, they do have these hormones that they do get you trauma bonded with, but they also use like low vibrational type spirits that are housed in them, and they add to seduction and to like the voodoo of the whole thing, because they're kind of like cursing you a lot of times, with the way they talk to you. They're seducing you. They're locking you in with all these different modes of their from their seduction to them befriending you, to them becoming your lover, your intimate lover, and your life partner, right? So these are the kind of things that you go through with them, and as you get to become their higher interest in your life, you start to open up to them, and all of this is done by like this seduction and these different pitfalls that they have placed in your life, because they have learned these constructs through these entities that they have made a pact with. And like someone else said, to agree to never love again. And I'd like to say to never ever want to feel like they made a mistake or the problem of the situation. They're never there for to ask for forgiveness or to have some sort of regret in the way that we do, to where if we do something wrong, we want to go to that individual personally, and we want them to understand that, we felt it, we were wrong, and we apologize, and if we can fix the situation with that individual, we'd be willing to do that if it's our fault, but these guys, they have no repentance in them at all for anything. I mean, let's forget about us, but they won't even come to the Lord God for repentance, and all you got to do, is throw your arms in the air, and you could be by yourself and do that, but they're too pompous to even do that, too forward to even do that, too simple to even do that, because, we're supposed to be prudent individuals, and when you go through one of these situations, you do not want to be anything but prudent after. And I know the world makes fun of that term and calls you a prude and all that, but don't follow the world, follow wisdom, and wisdom is not of the world. I'm not going to say anything like, I don't want to get too religious for the ones that have heard too much religion. But, I do believe like these situations become a relationship between you and your God. So, I think y'all know my background to some degree, so you guys know where I'm coming from, but I don't have to shove that down your throat. We should all have liberty and freedom to choose our God and our individuality, our lover, and the way we want to conduct life, as long as we're not treating individuals outside of the way that we would like to be treated, But when the current supply just accepts the situation because they've been studying up, they've learned about narcissism, and they're starting to learn the constructs and understand that these individuals are not, first of all, they're fixed, they're not going to change, and there is no love in them. And they've been setting you up and playing you the whole time. If you can get to that type of acceptance and agreement, then what you need to do then is just accept, when you get into devalue phase, the discard's coming. You cut it off early, cut it off early. And let's say this happens, right? So you woke up. I mean, when you wake up, you're kind of becoming in my case, I was, in the mode of, when I look at what type of empaths there are out there, I became a super empath, is kind of how I define myself. Now, the bad thing is people always say bad things about super empaths, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't deny who I am, but that's kind of where I would be regarded. And I know a lot of people like to call themselves that, and a lot of people say if you call yourself that, you got to watch out because they could be narcissists, and that could be true. But at the end of the day, you're going to be one of those empaths. But from looking at the construct and the way that I handle business and stuff, especially after learning and understanding these situations, that's kind of how my dealings are. But if you get to a point and you just kind of accept it and walk away, then what's going to happen is somebody's got to pay for that, because they're normally taking that that devalue energy and they're pumping that. So they love negative energy and they positive energy. So it's kind of like if you're getting devalued, somebody else is getting love bombed, and a lot of times that's the case, and that's kind of how they regulate themselves. They're gonna be always branching, it seems like. That's why there's always 3 of you in a relationship, at least, at minimum. And chances are there's, if it's a good looking individual or somebody who's got money, they're gonna have there's not just gonna be 3 of you, there's gonna be like the 4 of you or the 5 of you, so the narcissist and whatever, 4 others or 3 others or 2 others. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, an empath doesn't want anything but a relationship with one individual. And if you can't get that, then there is no well, what can we do about it? There is no, let me drop my boundaries so there could be 3 of us. What the fuck, man? Excuse my language. Sorry, but you can't live like that. And I think a lot of people can go down that road and that route and think that that's, because they're so trauma bonded. I've heard some stories about people really degrading themselves because they were trauma bonded. I heard of this lady I know that she had her boyfriend broke up with her and she got on her knees begging him at college. Anyway, we don't do that shit, okay? You got to either take the pain, but you ain't doing that. You cannot do that. But anyway, what you do is you take it, you accept it, and you walk away. What's going to happen is that new supply, they're going to have to monkey branch to them right away, because you ended it early, because you knew you were getting into devalue phase and you're starting to understand this stuff. And you've probably been through one or more cycles, more than one cycle with them. Then the new supply is going to have to pay for it, man. I'm telling you. it ain't gonna be no love bomb for them. It's like all of a sudden they're into like they're gonna get pounded with some devaluing. I mean, that's just how it works. And it's not going to be all lovey-dovey because for them to be lovey-dovey with you when they were with you during, your love bomb phase or whatever like that, they were destroying somebody in the background that they were dating behind your back in the middle of them dating you. They're scandalous, man. They're scandalous. And I mean, they're hoes, man. Like male or female, doesn't matter. A hoe is a hoe, and you can't have a male or a female hoe like that, man, and try to build a family or a life, or just not even a family, just a family between just the two of you. Even, I mean, some people don't have the ability to have kids, or don't have children, or decide not to have children, but it's still a family between the two of you, and that's up to you. But the new supply is going to end up paying for it, and everybody else around them, because they have to regulate, and they're used to and expecting to get all that devalue energy, and that devalue energy lasts for a long time, because typically you are like graveling for them, like, oh, I miss you, I love you. And a lot of people do that shit, and they'll be emailing them, and then the narcissist might block them or may not block them because they love all the attention. Or if they do block them, they'll love that they blocked them and you're still trying to get through. Or you might be doing a pop-up, or you might be trying to argue with people, about how much you love them or how much you can change or all that, and at the end of the day, it's all the narcissist's fault. I mean, you're at fault because you were probably naive and innocent, but that's just because of the way you grew up. But at least once you wake up, man, you need to like walk away. You need to heal. You need to take a couple deep breaths, and you need to get over that anxiety, and you got to get back out there, and just kind of not to get out there and date right away, but you need to heal, and you need to go into your background, see where you at, see what happened. A lot of times a lot gets revealed because of this whole narcissism thing, because you grew up under the construct of narcissism, and it helps you understand where you came from, what you came out of, what you dealt with, how hard your life was, and how the enemy tried to kill you from day one, on the birthing table. Like in my case, I died and they had to bring me back to life. Man, I had all kind of problems, man, the first 5-6 years of my life. I mean, all through my life, but I mean, as far as even like medically speaking, man, I had enemy be trying to take you out, before the narcissist even grabs you up, because they know what you can do. They know what you're capable of. The enemy knows. I mean, this is the spirit. The spirit knows way before the physical ever knows. But yeah, this new source supply, they're going to monkey branch to them. They're going to be anxious now because the narcissist doesn't know what to do when things don't happen the way they want them to happen, or they expect them to happen, because generally speaking, these constructs go just nice and smooth for them because they've been doing it so many years over and over and over. They kind of know how long these cycles are going to last. They know exactly what to do to end them, and end them quickly, end them easy, end them with no pain. They don't have any conscience and remorse, and they don't have any love, so all they have they don't have regret like we do. They don't feel the burdens like we do. They do feel it though, because God makes everybody carry their own sin, their own burden of sin. They have to carry it in a negative, defunct way, because we understand love, and humanity understands love, and we understand regret and forgiveness and appreciation and happiness and joy and long suffering and relationships. And they understand it like hate is their love, and evil is their love, and anger is their happiness, and being miserable is their joy. And to destroy somebody and put them out of their breath of life is what they would consider long suffering, maybe. But this is how their construct is. So when they get regret, or they have to deal with the burdens of their sin, it's probably to come to some understanding that they know that when they leave this earth, they're going straight to damn hell, right to the damn lake of fire, and they ain't getting out. They ain't drying off. They're going to be burning in it, swimming in it, whatever, but Satan's going to be there right beside them. And they're going to be feeling that for real, for real. And if you feel that for real, that depression, they feel depression. They feel depression. They feel loneliness. And they also understand and know those demons and devils calling out to them from the abyss in their own mind and their own heart. Whatever, that heart just pumps cold blood, but there's no love in it. It's just there to work as a function to move that blood around the body. But they don't have no heart. They don't have no mind. They don't have no goodness in them. There is no goodness in them. You cannot give them goodness and have it return back good. It's always going to return your goodness for evil. So, I mean, if you that's why you reap so much bad karma too when you're with them, because you're giving them, you're handing over them your energy, and they're going to take your energy and they're going to run it through their factory, their satanic constructed factory, and it's going to spit out evil. And that's what they're doing. They're converting your good energy, your goodness, your love, your kindness that you're giving to them. And they're like, okay, I'll take this, you dumbass. That's how they see us, you know. I'll take this from you, dumbass, and I'm going to make it evil. And I'm going to bust you up with your own energy. And then I'm going to go down the street and I'm going to bust everybody I can up. Another source of supply or some bullshit. Or people at work or whatever. So you just want to keep in mind, man, when you get keen to this, it's not your fault because you're under a spell from birth. But once you wake up to this, man, you got to walk away from several people, man. It's going to be, this started for me over time. So I knew destructive people after a while. I quit hanging out with my family. And I don't walk around no guilt trip, man. They can kiss my ass. I do what I do. And when I woke up to this narcissistic abuse, as far as exactly how this stuff worked and what's going on for real, I didn't know anything about this shit, man. But I knew destructive individuals. But when I woke up to narcissism, man, it's like, and then I cut a bunch of other people out of my life, man, because I ain't got time for people that think like that. That's the thing. They think, it's not even, it's like one thing about what they do, but what they're thinking, and then what they're planning, plot, and strategizing on against me and you, when all we wanting to do is give them love and help and understand them and help them to be of a good mind, good heart. Give me a like, a subscription. I love y'all. Peace. Soldier up, stand tall. We out.